Welcome back to the Get There One Day podcast. Today we're going to be walking through our journey so far as a podcast and social media phenomenon and looking a bit at some engagement we've had from our loyal followers and seeing what they have to say and talking about social media in general, the positives, the negatives, and just the general process of building a brand. So Charlie, we've had a lot of hate on some of our videos, haven't we? A few in particular.
I guess the last sort of couple of weeks we've really grown on TikTok, thankfully, because it's taken a lot of time. We've sort of struck a bit of a gold mine with uni content, and a lot of what we've said, we're not trying to be divisive, genuinely, no matter what people think. We are not trying to be divisive, but a lot of what we've said has divided opinion, and with that has come a lot of negativity and a lot of more positivity, might I add, thank God. But there has been some negativity, and that's what we're going to go through today. The fact that it is not all sunshine and rainbows when you grow on social media. So
there's like videos which become honeypots of hate. When someone hates, everyone else starts hating, and they all just jump on the bandwagon.
It gives them validation. It gives the one person, if you see someone else already hating, if they've got something hateful cooking up in their brain, it's like, oh well, they've said it, so I can also run away with it. But,
yeah, it also tends to be on the videos that I don't intend to have hate on them. Like the ones where I'm trying to get people to hate, they don't hate. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe
you're just a hateable guy.
Maybe.
Then again, I've also had a lot of hateful comments, so who knows, man. We've got some strong opinions, I guess. Should we go through some comments?
Let's do it.
I've got one here. I spoke about certain degrees that maybe didn't give you the best chance of having success in your career or recouping the cost of investment of uni. And a comment from a guy with a really nice skin fade and what looks like a love heart faded in the back of his hair said, "Bro, the failure in this video is you."
Damn.
This is pretty tame. We're starting off pretty tame, but like people just don't care. If something comes to mind, they'll just comment it. I don't know how he's justified that I'm a failure. I guess the fact that I'm opinionated on TikTok isn't popular with a lot of people, but yeah, people will just say personal things about you with no evidence to back it up because it sounds cool in a TikTok comment. So don't take it to heart.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, there was one video for me that I was talking about going home from uni for summer and how you shouldn't slip back into the person you were when you go back home from uni, and you kind of shouldn't just like become a bum again. And this seems fairly reasonable, I think, but clearly the people did not like this because 36 comments, most of which were just pure hate. So I'll delve into it.
Have you looked in the folded comments as well?
Yeah, that's even better. So, I mean, there's all sorts. One that I found very funny was Filtrum of Pain and Desperation. Now, what does Filtrum mean? I'd say
your Filtrum is this. This is your Filtrum here.
How does that make sense?
Clearly you haven't got a very attractive Filtrum. But did you see someone reply to that one just like with a screenshot of his profile picture?
Yes.
And a picture says 1,000 words sometimes, and that's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah, it's that type of guy. We'll put it up on the video, but wow. I mean, need I say any more? He got 47 likes though, so he's found his brothers who agree with him. But
clearly your Filtrum is not the best in the world.
But yeah, plenty more where that came from. But do you want to do another one of yours first?
Yeah, this one's also quite tame. Like I'm starting off pretty light here, but I made a video talking about degree. Again, the same video actually, degrees that didn't give you the best chance at maybe going and having the best career. And he says, well, at least they ain't bums on TikTok hating on other people. I don't know how like people discern that we're bums. Like I wouldn't consider myself a bum. I definitely wouldn't consider you a bum. I think like I don't know what the justification for that is. People, if you say something people disagree with, they feel convicted, and yeah, sometimes it hits too close to home, and they'll just go personal. I don't know. It didn't really hurt me too much because I don't feel like I'm a bum. Do you feel like you're a bum?
No. I mean, I think none of these affect us a huge amount.
No.
I'm not sure what.
It boosts our engagement massively.
That's the main thing to say is we gain from anyone commenting on our videos, which some people I think know. Most of them don't, because they're a bit dumb.
A lot of old people who don't necessarily know how the TikTok algorithm works, who just want to spew hatred at two people. Our ages combined are often still 15 years lower than their age, but they still just spew hatred at us.
I don't know if it's mainly old people though. I think it is just mainly like, I don't want to
Oh
stereotype.
no, not mainly, but not it's mainly young people, 100%. But there are some people that I think are too old to be hating on us.
Yes.
What you got, bro?
Well, there was a video I was trying to find, but we'll stay on the same video for now because it's an absolute honeypot. So this one got a lot of likes. Got 235 likes. It was same video about going home from uni. It said, bro's in that second year phase where uni is his whole personality. Which I don't know what makes second year any more like that's your personality than first year or third year for that matter. I did point out in my reply that this is a uni page. Like, we're talking about uni, and uni posts are the ones that do well for us. So why would I not make more posts about uni? This is not my personal page as well. Like, I have a personal page where I talk about all my tech and my app and stuff. This is our uni podcast, so
Yeah, the bio literally says like uni, apprenticeships, fitness, self-improvement. Like, there's no sort. We're not putting the wool over anyone's eyes. You get what it says on the tin. Yeah, strange one. I know you very well. I don't think you make uni your whole personality, mate, so don't worry.
Good to hear, mate. I was concerned for a second.
I made another video. There's a bit of a theme appearing here. I promise I'm not anti-uni. Like, uni is one of the main things we talk about. But I made a video talking about how 2026 is probably up there with the worst time in history to be a student. Not through any fault of the students. It's more the uni system and the government that have made that the case. But students still got their backs up massively, didn't like it. Josh says, don't let this guy's negative mindset and defeatist mentality stop you going. No, I really like his creative use of adjectives. Clearly an English student or something like that. I don't think I've got a negative mindset or a defeatist mentality. I think it's more just sort of, I pointed out the realistic, fact-based arguments against going to uni. On the same video, slightly less analytical, from Professor, who says, bad advice, only don't go uni if you're a pleb. You're being misspelt, which is excellent. Yeah, if you want to go uni. Like, I'm not telling you not to. This page is just us giving our opinions on uni and everything to do with it. And I replied to a comment earlier. Sometimes we come across as controversial. We're not trying to be. We are genuinely just trying to help people. Like, we're not trying to be divisive. Sometimes we end up being divisive because our opinions conflict with those of others, but it's not intentional. At least not from my perspective.
Yeah, our controversy comes from two areas. Either it's us putting across an opinion which others don't agree with, which is more common than I thought. I thought most of the stuff we were saying was fairly generic. I think we've developed opinions of uni over the past few years which others probably don't share, especially with you dropping out. I think I've also shared those opinions. And also there's just people either misinterpreting us or us not like portraying ourselves very well. I mean, there was the video where I was talking about my housemate. People latched on to me using the word weird, which I didn't directly call him weird, to be clear.
It was weird that he didn't come out of his room for 2 weeks. That was what you were saying.
Yeah.
He's not a weird guy. It was just strange. Not that he was being strange, more that it was just slightly strange behaviour that concerned you and everyone else, I think, which probably got lost in translation a bit.
Yeah, which then, I mean, I made a video on, related to this about how we've done a lot to try and help him and try and include him over the past 2 years, because we've been in a house with him for 2 years, but to no avail really, and the uni's been no help with that.
I've been out with him and all of you lot, and like, he doesn't get treated differently or excluded. Like, he's a nice guy, he's a normal guy. It was a bit strange, I think, that he didn't come out of his room for all that time, and how he's sort of been a bit more reclusive. That was what you were trying to point out. I don't think it was a case of you calling him out or calling him weird. The comments didn't like it, though. The comments, and it's again bandwagoning. There were a couple of negative comments, and then boom, all of a sudden you've got like 150 people calling you a bully. It's like, oh,
yeah. Watch the video. Like, don't read the comments to like infer stuff about what I've said.
Exactly. Exactly, and because if you look at the average watch time, people haven't, like, most people that are commenting haven't watched more than 50% of the video,
yeah.
So you can't form an opinion.
I've got one on a slightly different note here. So I did one about how student support was not good, and then I did another one basically going into more about that. And then some clearly old bloke commented, "You are young, live your life. There is a whole city nightlife in Bath. Enjoy yourself. Have an orgy like in the old days of uni."
Excellent.
Yeah, I responded, "Cheers, mate. Just the comment I needed on a mental health video." Someone,
The old people, we've made a couple of videos about student mental health over the last couple of days. The old people hate it. They hate the fact that we are calling for more support for students. They think we just need to toughen
well,
up.
some hate it. Quite a few people who have, which I didn't even realise mums were on TikTok, but it's like mums of kids who are about to go to uni and they're like stressing that their child is going to be mentally. Let's be clear, guys. 95% of people don't even really have a problem at uni. And even of that 5%, like most people, they're fine, they just move on. Some people have serious issues, and that's why we're drawing attention to it. You know, my video got...
Yeah. We're calling out for the very small minority of people that really do struggle. We're not saying that uni's terrible and everyone's going to hate it. Like, I dropped out. I wasn't like depressed. Don't get me wrong, Uni of Bath campus is like one of the most depressing pieces of construction that have occurred in the last 50 years. But it's not inherently depressing. As you say, 95% of people love it, so don't stress too much.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, someone else replied to that. Yeah, mate, I know you've been severely depressed for months, but one trip to Skint Mondays and everything will be sunshine and rainbows. It's not far from the truth. Gotta love a bit of Skint Mondays.
In my humble opinion, it's like millions of miles from the truth. Labyrinth is the worst place ever. I have another honeypot, but this is actually not like, this is one of our least popular videos. It's got like 800 views, but it's a podcast clip. And you've probably noticed I've got a bit of a lazy eye, and like when I zone out, which I did clearly this episode, I kept zoning out. Like, I'm not necessarily zoning out, but just when when your eyes go fuzzy and you can't concentrate, my lazy eye, like in that video, it looks terrible, I'll admit. It doesn't look great now, but in that video, like, it's awful.
Not that it's anyone's place to comment on it, to be clear.
No, like if I saw someone who had something like that on a TikTok post, I wouldn't comment on it personally. Like, I'm not justifying this. You've got on one video. This video has like 12 likes, probably more comments than that. You've got over here, pal. Who's Lando Norris looking at? Looks the same, and then it's a photo of E.T. And I thought E.T. was fictional. I'd rather dip my tip in vinegar for 2 hours than watch your podcast. Oh, it's brilliant. The guy who commented over here, pal, that one's quite funny. That's probably my favourite of the lot. He's got an eyebrow slit and he's mewing in his profile picture, so like I wouldn't take it personally anyway. I take it even less personally on that basis. And then the guy who called me ET doesn't, like, he's not showing his face, so I know it's like a cliche age-old argument, but if you're not showing your own face, who are you to comment on someone else's appearance? Yeah, it just made me laugh. Like, when people come for our opinions, you can sort of have a debate with them and argue with them. When they come for your appearance, you just got to laugh it off. Like, who actually cares that much? But these ones did really make me laugh.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like you've struck a nerve. Like, what you say relates to them. So, say for example, you said, English literature is a terrible degree to study. Then it's people who do English literature basically coping.
Who feel convicted.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just genuinely just people, like, it's the scum of the earth who've like, your video has reached them for some reason. Like, TikTok's scraping the barrel because no one else likes your video.
Yeah. I think these comments are of a similar nature to the ones you got on your video where they were just calling you a melt, like where you said, the one you were talking about, the honeypot one, we both had them where what we've said hasn't justified any sort of hate, and that's when people come for personal factors like your appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to be creating content, it's part and parcel of it, honestly. You've got to have fairly thick skin and just laugh it off.
Speaking of that video, I'll just give you a quick fire because there's just too much to get through. And a lot of it's just repeated. Like, imagine seeing someone else's comment saying melt and then thinking, nah, it's not enough. Let me comment melt as well. Very jarring video. Alright.
Don't get too upset about it. It's just a TikTok video, bro.
Give it a rest, pal. Need a pint, brother. Need a pint, brother. This guy's commented on at least 3 posts.
He loves us. He loves us.
Someone replied to the need a pint, brother comment saying, and a joint. See, it's just like these people are so far from like my kind of person.
That's the kind of people they are. Like, these people are not our target audience, which is probably why they hate us.
Someone else said wanker using the anchor emoji. Have a beer and chill out, mate. Have a day off, mate. 221 likes. Shush.
Can I just interrupt you? That Barrender SU guy who commented, need a pint, brother. We did a TikTok shop ad. You did a TikTok shop ad for creatine gummies, and he commented, "They are so shy." Like, it's stuff that doesn't even impact him. He's just a hater, so I have to almost respect it.
Yeah. Yeah, like beg you pack it in, 594 likes. Like that just shows there's so many people who are of this mentality. Yeah,
So
it's
good.
crazy. Mate, delete this, 745 likes. Oh, since you asked me to delete it, I'll delete it now. They're making it seem like I've...
How many likes? How many likes it got? 745.
I mean, this video did
Wow.
get like 30k views, 37k views. So thank you to all these people for engagement farming us.
Like that's what we're saying. The good always outweighs the bad in terms of these comments, and also people that do comment negative stuff are just boosting our engagement. So we can't really complain too much.
Yeah. Uni students try not to be unbearable. Challenge impossible. Shut it. Holy cringe. Why do you actually care? Delete this. Posh boy. Reckon his mate that locked himself in his room had a point. You need to be quiet. Embarrassing. Mate, you didn't lose FPL this week. What are you doing? Bum. Shut the fuck up. That about sums it up. Those are the folded comments, of course. Yeah.
There's so many more. There's so many more. It's brilliant. This isn't really a hate comment, but this is when George was talking about how student support at the Uni of Bath in terms of your mental health is just woeful, which from what we've experienced, it is pretty poor, but it's the same across all unis. Racerman10 says, back in the 90s, there was zero support for such mental ailments. If a mate said they were a bit stressed, we would encourage them to get out of their head, get out of the house, and have a bit of crack. If they took our advice, it would usually solve their stress problems. Now, partially, I do agree. Like, get out of the house, go and go to the gym, go for a walk. That will help. That will boost your mental health. That's a very easy way of cheering yourself up. But it's not going to solve it if you've got like depression or anxiety or some genuine mental disorder that requires medical attention. Equally, having a bit of crack probably won't do it. That's like, yeah, it's not really a hate comment. I just wanted to point out that if you are looking for mental health advice, go to Get There One Day, not Racerman 10. I've got some more hateful ones. Fear not, we're nowhere near done yet. Me talking about degrees that you should or shouldn't do. Richie says embarrassing. He didn't want to elaborate. Same video, Sarah Matthews says silly nonsense. Mums go one of two ways. Either they express concern for their children and they ask us for genuine advice, or they just get their backs up and they take whatever we're saying personally, and yeah, you just don't stand a chance. Someone saying about the University of Bath, it was extremely racist. Thanks, I didn't go there. I never found the Uni of Bath to be racist personally, but clearly they had a different experience. Video about me talking about degrees. You're a nerd, I can't lie. Same video, we've got just a list. Terrible advice, you're 5. Please ignore this, man. Go uni, learn, have fun, meet new people. Fair enough. Just bullshit and spouting nonsense. Most degrees have their merits. Currently studying sports journalism and we have access to blah 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 blah. Yeah, like, I'm not saying uni's terrible, I'm just saying that there are drawbacks to it which you've got to be aware of. These are Tory ideas, scarp them. I'm assuming she meant scrap. They are rubbish. Nicola Babes says, I bet this guy is studying maths or economics. The trust fund baby is quietly raging. He is not more creative and is secretly bored of studying these subjects. This is poor advice. Everybody, a man who likes maths would always have a fringe. Who knows what she's on about? Like, genuinely, I think she's trying to call me a trust fund baby. I'm not studying anything. I'm doing a degree apprenticeship. I earn my own money. I pay all my own stuff. Yeah, people come personal. People go below the belt sometimes. They don't agree with what you're saying. You've just got to laugh it off.
Yeah.
Nicola doesn't even show her face.
Yeah, on my video that did well about everyone at my uni being so depressed, someone said Bath is just sterile. Too many stuck-up rich people, and rich people are always depressed. So being a student there is just going to be miserable. It is true that it's one of the like posher unis, but neither of us really experienced that huge amount. I wouldn't say. Like, everyone was fairly sound. The reasons we have for hating the uni are not that. And yeah, just want to also point out, like, there's a lot of good things about it. We tend to highlight the negatives, but that's only because the negatives are the ones that are more important to highlight. Like, sure, we can all go around like glazing the uni, but they do that themselves anyway, and that's what people see.
If you want to know the positives about the uni, go on the uni website. If you want to know the positives, we're just giving you more of a rounded view.
Yeah.
Like, we could sit here for hours and talk about the good things about the Uni of Bath, because there are lots, but they do that themselves. That's not our place.
Someone on that video commented Russell Group cosplay.
Whatever that means. Yeah, if you are applying to uni and you want to go to Russell Group, Bath isn't Russell Group, but it is considered on the same level as them, so don't let that stress you out too much. I've got a few more to go through unless you want to go first.
I think I'm mainly done. I mean, there's more, but it's all like beating around the same bush, really.
Yeah, I'm just going to go through these ones because they're funny. Negative young man. If I come across as too negative, then fair enough. I'm quite happy with my life. I'm just trying to make it so others also experience the same happiness. Oh, just fuck off. I actually respect that one so much. More because they're not trying to get into an intellectual debate with me. They don't agree with what I'm saying. They're going to let me know. They're not going to elaborate first. And then this one's not great. I'm guessing you're in STEM. As I say, no, I'm not in STEM. But you can tell the art students from a mile off, and that's all I'm going to say on that. I'll have to do a couple more. You literally know nothing about the real world. How are you qualified to pass on this advice? We don't claim to know it all. That's always been something we've made very clear. I do own my own home. I do work full time. Like I know a little bit about the real world, and I've been to uni and I've seen the suffering that some people have had at uni and why they've had it. I'm just trying to stop others from having the same thing. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just trying to help people out. Didn't you drop out after a year? Yes, which is sort of why I'm trying to warn people about uni and why it's not always sunshine and rainbows. And then, what a load of bollocks. Getting a job is not just about the degree. I want to hone in on this one because the degree itself isn't always the most important thing. A degree in like hairbrushing from Cambridge is going to get you further than a degree in finance from Nottingham Trent. So yeah, if you've got an offer from a really good uni for a degree you don't want to do as much, or an offer from a crap uni for a degree you really want to do, just think about that. But yeah, I think we want to spend a bit of time talking about, now we've gone and sort of shown people the hate we do get, maybe the realities of social media, and that growth isn't always completely fun.
Yeah, 100%. So I mean that shows slightly that growth isn't always fun. It makes you somewhat doubt yourself when people are commenting these things. I think we're pretty resilient to that sort of thing. But what's probably even more kind of a blocker to progress is just, how up and down it all is. For example, I think on Thursday, so 2 days ago, we had about 4 videos that got above 30k views, which was absolutely mental. And you then kind of come to expect that amount of growth kind of going forward and it to just keep improving, and it's just not the case. Because then the next few days videos were struggling to get above 1,000 views. I think what we can attribute a lot of our rapid growth over the past few weeks to is definitely just volume and just like sticking at it. I mean,
it's a numbers game.
Yeah. Do you want to go over the numbers of kind of where we were looking at about a month or two ago and where we're at now?
Yeah, I've got our page. I've just been navigating our way to our page. So if you go back to when's this video from? 1st of March, so 2.5 months ago, 29 likes, 1,600 views. Now our videos that get 1,600 views, which is on the lower end of what we come to expect these days, get at least 100 likes. We were just focusing on clips from the podcast exclusively. It was easy content to churn out. Clearly wasn't the most popular. So, you've got to find what wins for you. I started making, literally, this is 18th of April, so just under a month ago, videos talking at the camera, which is what we've started to do 4, 5, 6 times a day now. 30 likes and 951 views. If we go to now, we've posted a lot of videos today. They haven't done brilliantly, but like as you said, this week got 244k, 98.6k, 97.1k, 75k, 6k, 3.5k, 2.8k, 3.5k again, 2.5k again, 7k. So they're the numbers we've come to expect now. I'll pick a random video of George's from this week, 2.8k, 95 likes. That's pretty poor, I would say, for us, or at least sort of towards average level. We come to expect that sort of 9k level now, and it's very easy to get to that point where anything below like 10k is disappointing. Ultimately, we're growth first on this. Like, if we're gaining 10 followers a day, that's fantastic growth for us. This week, as it happens, we've gained probably 250 followers, but that's not going to be every week, and you've sort of got to take the rough with the smooth. Social media is not straightforward. It's not going to be consistent, but we've had momentum this week and we've honed in on it, and that's why we've had such a good growth week. We've got nearly 1 million views over the week this week. So yeah, it's just about sort of honing in on those periods of growth and using the momentum to your advantage, I think.
100%. So yeah, we've had a lot of growth, about 500k total views this week. in terms of growth, TikTok Shop wise, because we started TikTok Shop just over a week ago to try it out and show you guys what it looks like starting out with that. A lot of people start it, nothing happens, they sell nothing, and then they don't bother. Or some people they don't really do TikTok Shop, but then they'll just put one product just to try and make a quick buck, and then they'll maybe make a few sales, and that'll be it. So we actually, like, the first video we posted, or maybe the second, was an AI generated video, which I was quite proud of, to be honest. I did put a fair amount of work into it. It got around 21,000 views and generated 7 sales. It was basically about protein powder. It was a beef protein isolate clear whey. Not clear whey, sorry. It's not whey. It's beef protein or whatever. And yeah, 35 quid. So it's actually mental that from an AI generated video, people will buy that stuff that you're promoting.
A bit of a misconception is that these AI generated videos are just easy to bang out. You showed me how to make these skeleton videos the other day. They're not easy by any means to do, at least for free. They take a lot longer than just sort of sitting in front of the camera and talking about something. And I guess you sort of deserve that higher conversion rate for them because they do actually require work. People like them. People love AI generated slop, clearly, because we haven't sold anything where we've shown our face. Maybe we're just clapped. But yeah, I think the growth of the first sort of 3-4 days was really good, wasn't it? And then it's tailed off a little bit now. You've got to sort of, it's another thing, you've got to take the rough with the smooth, and we want to get to point one day, and God willing we will, where TikTok Shop's making us like thousands a month. We're nowhere near that point yet, but it's a learning curve. You know, we were making content for 6 months and seeing 200 views a video. We just got to keep building it.
For context, we made about 30 quid this week, so honestly not bad for a first week.
No, 100%. I'd definitely take that.
But given we got through a lot of volume, I don't think we've got really anywhere near working out what works. So there's going to be a lot more experimentation happening, and we don't want to just like confound our podcast brand by posting TikTok slop all the time. So yeah, it's a balancing game really, because we want to get the growth, and the growth will go hand in hand with TikTok Shop. The more followers you have, the more chance there is that they'll buy stuff off you. However, trying to sell supplements to uni students is potentially not the best avenue we could consider. So we're going to be thinking about kind of what our followers would like to buy.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I will say about TikTok Shop as well, if you're a content creator on TikTok, videos on TikTok Shop will get pushed to a completely different audience to your normal audience, depending on the product you're promoting. And a lot of the time, it's just psychology. People will see that little orange basket in the bottom left-hand corner and just scroll because they're not interested. They don't want to buy stuff off TikTok Shop. So focus on your hook. Focus on getting the benefits of that product across instantly. You haven't got any time to dilly-dally, because otherwise your retention rate is going to be like lower than 1%, and then there's almost no point in making the video.
Yeah, cool. Should we just discuss a few things that we've learned over the past few weeks in terms of specifics that people can implement into their videos if they want to start making content that will immediately boost them up to more views?
Yeah, 100%.
First one I'd say is topic is hugely important. Finding the kind of overall topic that works best for you. Anything that's topical, as in it's something that's happening for people at the moment. So I'm thinking exams, revision, that sort of thing in the summer months, or I don't know, winter coming up or something like that. Like, you know, if you're heading
as an apprentice, I'm going to do into sort of springtime as application season starts to roll in. I'm going to do a lot of stuff on applications for apprenticeships and internships and things like that. I imagine that will get more views that sort of time of year. There's not really any point in pushing it now because exams are all the rage, so we're focusing more on revision exams, which is just you've got to play to your strengths and what that sort of season allows you to do.
Yeah, exactly. What would you say is your biggest takeaway is?
Yeah, just the hook. Like titles, we've had a lot of backlash from people saying that we're trying to be controversial or that we're being divisive. We're not trying to be divisive, but your TikTok like caption, what's the words above your head, have to be so engaging and captivating, because otherwise people are just going to scroll. That's why I've made videos where I'm talking about, you know, degrees that aren't as useful as they were 10 years ago. The title is "These degrees are useless in 2026." Of course, they're not useless by any means, but if you see how much engagement we've got off the back of saying that, it's a necessity to use these sort of almost hyperbole. Otherwise, you just aren't going to get as much traction as you otherwise would. I don't necessarily like doing it. It feels a little bit disingenuous, but everyone's doing it. You've got to keep up. And the videos, you see a massive difference in the videos that have a sort of tame, people-pleasing caption, as opposed to something that's a little bit controversial as a hook. Yeah, the difference is like night and day. So make sure you're doing everything you can to draw people in.
There's a big thing around wanting to challenge a common misconception, and I think ones that we've done that have performed really well. I got a bit of backlash on a caption I did on my video the other day, I think maybe yesterday, where I put the caption as "break up now," and I essentially in the video talked about how a lot of people, when they go to uni, break up with their girlfriend or boyfriend after leaving school, because you're used to being with them all the time, seeing them all the time, and then you go to uni, going out with other people, it often doesn't work. I didn't ever actually say in the video, you must break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Obviously, I don't think that, and obviously there are scenarios where it works. I know a few people who've made it work. But you have to kind of challenge what people believe. People think, it'll be fine. It actually, in most cases, won't be fine. So, framing it a bit differently in a way that's either going to make people comment on it or at least draw people into it is what's worked for us, I think.
One thing I'll say in terms of what people take away from your video, 50% of it is what you say. In fact, not even that. 30% of it is what you say. 30% of it is this up here. 40% of it is what people are commenting. So use that to your advantage as best you can. Hook here, speak and add value here, reply to people that comment, get a debate going, your engagement will tenfold.
Yeah. And people love to critique you as well, because you can say something and then they will pick apart what you've said. So if you make it such that, we've actually tried misspelling stuff in captions and stuff, which hasn't worked at all. But
no, that's a bit old now.
Yeah. But yeah, if you kind of say something which you believe, but you know that others will have a problem with, that's what all this.
Or even just sort of exaggerate your beliefs. That's what I'm saying about hyperbole. Yeah. Sort of just I believe that uni isn't the best route for people rather than apprenticeships these days. Maybe I'd make a video saying, if you go to uni, you're finished in 2026. Yeah. I obviously don't believe that, but there is an element of truth in what I'm going to be saying.
It's the only way you get people to listen to what you have to say, which is something that's hugely important for them to hear. So it's more just this will get their eyes on it, and then you then rely on yourself keeping that.
Yeah. And if people comment, giving their opinion, talk to them. If they ask for help from you, give them that help. Answer any questions they've got, because believe me, you want to nurture your people that are actually coming to you for advice. We've now got probably 100 people that are loyal to us and will view all our videos and like all our videos, which a month ago we didn't have, and that's only come off the back of genuinely interacting with them and nurturing those sort of those followers, etc. So don't take it for granted. Don't think that you're some global superstar already who hasn't got time to reply to comments. Reply to every comment. It will boost your engagement massively. One thing I will say, people love to switch their personal account and then just watch the video over and over and over again. There's no real value in that. If the video is going to do well, the video is going to do well. You watching it over and over on your personal account won't really make much of a difference to that, to be honest with you. Because I've tried it before, and there have been videos that have got 70,000 views that I haven't even liked on my personal account, and there have been videos that have got 200 views that I've watched over and over and over again, and 50 of those views are probably me on my personal account. So don't waste your time.
Yeah, there's no quick hacks. A few other quick fire things that we've noticed: you don't need captions. Our videos have blown up without captions. You don't need to worry about the font or the positioning of the title very much. Just put it above your head so it's not covering your face.
When you just to clarify, when you say captions, you don't mean the title here. You mean the actual caption that you add
don't need
after you've recorded the video.
Use the auto-generated captions. That's fine, especially because TikTok tends to put captions on the video anyway, in the corner, in a little black box thing. So yeah, it's generally regarded that you don't need captions now. You also don't need to really worry about posting time, because actually that's something we used to hugely fuss about. But our best performing videos, as Charlie said, if it's gonna do well, it's gonna do well. If you post it at 8 a.m, it'll then just consistently get views, and then they'll continue to push it out to people at 5 o'clock anyway. So there's really no point in worrying.
One thing I will say, you can see in your analytics where your viewers are most active. If you want to maybe post it, then it gives you maybe a slightly better chance. But honestly, if the video is going to do well, it's going to get pushed beyond people than just your followers. So you sort of, if you only post when your followers are active, you're almost limiting yourself and putting yourself in a box where only your followers are going to see it. Actually, you want to look beyond that, otherwise you're obviously not going to grow.
Yeah, it's very easy to kind of be superstitious with these things. I don't think there's a huge amount of place for that. However, I mean, when that 250k video, I feel like when that was going up, the day that was boosting, most other stuff wasn't getting any views. So I do think there's an element of they do prioritize giving certain videos all the views. So it might be that if that's the case, then post some of your worse videos just while one of them's blowing up, because it might mean that some of your
just to keep the momentum going and keep the algorithm happy, really.
And consistency.
One thing I will say,
please just post regularly. We post like 7 to 10 times a day. It's just done wonders for us, to be honest.
One thing I will say, post, you sort of comes off the back of consistency, post everything you possibly can, post your opinions, post reacting to other people, post stupid clips of you messing around in the garden with your dog, post anything that comes into mind, as long as it's not going to make you lose your job or get kicked out of uni, because honestly, we are currently in the gold rush of content creation. Posting content now is the equivalent of buying Bitcoin in 2010. Trust me, if you think it's grown already in the last sort of 10-15 years, it's only going one way. Content creation is still, believe me, you can make so much money and change your life in a way that you didn't think possible just from having a bit of confidence and posting yourself on TikTok. Yes, your mates and your family will probably take the mick out of you for a couple of weeks, but if you just keep consistent and show them that you don't care, they'll stop. And not only that, everything looks stupid till it works. When you've got a few thousand followers and you're putting in high views consistently and you're making money off it, no one's going to be laughing at you then, believe me.
People still laugh at us, but
Mic
we
drop.
just don't care.
Yeah, people do still rinse us, but
that's not people that we know.
There comes
like,
a point where
I mean, everyone, like, I was speaking to my mates last night when I went out with them, and it was kind of just like, yeah, you're doing great, good
how's
job.
the podcast going?
You're not really getting rinsed.
Exactly. If you post something like I've got a video in my drafts where I'm promoting a fragrance, Polo 67, and I basically go, haha, 67, like over and over and over again. And my girlfriend rinsed me for it, but not in a way of like, oh, that's so cringe. They just laugh at you, because if you're doing something stupid, you're going to get laughed at. They're laughing with you. They're not like alienating you. People that don't know you are going to rinse you, and who cares? Like, what difference does that make to your life?
Yeah, literally. Good. I think we've packed in some good
do what
information there. Sorry for the fluff around it. We do tend to yap a little bit, but hopefully you were able to extract some useful information from that episode. Is there anything else you want to...
All in one take as well?
Yeah, I know. No
take.
pause or anything. That shows the passion that we have for this game.
No, I just want to hone in on what I just said, really. Like, yeah, if you have something you want to post it. You experience half your life by the time you're 23 years old. We're all nearly halfway through our lives. Make the most of it.
100%. Yeah, and we'll keep you updated.
We don't have regrets
on
here.
how we do. Please keep engaging. Let us know if there's anything you think we can do better. We're always open to criticism, as long as it's not just calling us a melt. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Or that we look like E.T.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.